Would we see a great divergence there if we look at the statistics across the whole country?
There's not gerrymandering in every state. In fact, our brief points out the fact that most plans are symmetrical. Gerrymandering isn't in every state, and so I don't think that metric is particularly informative on that front.
Thank you, counsel. 2 minutes, Mr. Clement.
Thank you, Your Honors. Just a few points in 2 minutes. First, I do think at a very fundamental level, my friends on the other side are the victim of their own technology, because they have produced 24,000 maps that are permissible maps that don't take partisanship into account at all. And their submission is that a legislature organized on partisanship lines cannot take partisanship into account to any material degree in picking among the 24,000 maps. And that's just an argument, ultimately, to reassign this authority away from state legislatures and to somebody else who doesn't have a partisanship interest or a partisanship organization.
That's just not true, because what they have shown is if you don't use partisanship as the predominant factor, then you can produce a lot of maps that are not this one. That's what they have shown.
Right, but you can also pick 162 that are this map, and how is a partisan legislature supposed to choose from among those maps if they can't
Don't use the one criteria that intentionally and invidiously looks to exclude the other party. That's their basic point. That was the basic point of the judge below.
That's right. So you're basically asking state legislatures not to act as state legislatures. And let me just finish with this observation, which is a lot of hard constitutional issues come before this court because you're dealing with something that was unknown to the framing generation. But the framing generation understood partisan gerrymandering firsthand. James Madison was the intended target of a partisan gerrymander by Patrick Henry. He complained about it bitterly. So did George Washington. Neither of them contemplated suit. Hamilton actually suggested to John Jay that the Federalists ought to partisanly gerrymander the Electoral College for the 1800 presidential election. John Jay said it wasn't such a good idea. All three authors of the Federalist Papers knew about